This is the Hub Call. This is where we talk about all things real estate. But folks, before we get into mortgage, into transactions, into real estate, we got to start with some great news, some proof that God is good. And we will give some advice to the men out there. And of course, we want Carlos to kick us off. Dude, Carlos, you hit us hard last week. You talked about a cancer diagnosis. You talked
Yeah,
about having to
definitely.
suffer with the red devil. But you went to the doctor last week and you got some news. So share it with the
Like,
audience.
most definitely. Well, well, it started in April, a week before my 44th birthday, when I got the news, and so it was, it was out of left field, and so when this process was going, I kind of got absent. I didn't go to anything. I was just hiding out
Mhm.
and trying to lick my wounds. And the truth is, I realized that in the process of this journey, it's probably the worst thing you can do. And it's hide, it's not talk to nobody. And really, I think it's just me coming to the realization that this was real and me trying to see what I should have done and what could be done. Let's get to the 18th, this past week. After doing a PET scan on Tuesday of last week and seeing what was what's gonna happen, if I was gonna increase my chemo or if what was going to be the results of it. And praise God, I got the news. I kind of knew in my back of my mind. My wife has always been telling me, "Hey, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good." And sure enough, it was. The doctor said, "Hey, there's nothing here. I don't see no mass. Everything looks good. I still need you to do 2 more rounds before we call it complete, and you can ring the bell." And so Friday, I did my last second to last chemo. I got one more to go, and in 3 weeks I do it, and then I can ring that bell saying that I conquer this thing. And I give all the glory to the source. And this is, I don't like to be religious about it, but I know that it's important. Our faith does play a role in everything we do. I also even heard Omar today talk about that on one of his Instagram, and it is important. I was sharing with Mike earlier. Um, One of the things I could tell you is the the neglect that we do to ourselves sometimes as men, especially if we're in the construction. It's easy for us to not skip a meal, eat late, grab whatever is available and not care for our gut. And one of the things I realized in that process that I did a lot of band-aids. I would go to urgent care thinking I'm just going to get medication, take it, and then keep going. And not what you should be doing. Nobody should be doing that. You should be taking care of yourself, and it is important. I know we need to sleep. I know that we need to eat right. I know that we need to work out. I know that we need time to meditate, to pray, and to seek the higher power. And that is something that in this journey of mine, I have come to the conclusion that this is what I got to do. And I was just telling Mike, off air, if we don't take care of ourselves, it doesn't matter if we want to buy property, we want to buy, sell, if we want to build a company, if we want to scale our company. If we do not take care of ourselves, it all doesn't matter. Our base has to be solid. And that's something I had to come to the conclusion and come to the realization. And all the steps that I'm doing now is taking care of myself so that I can be able to be there. And there's a lot of things that I can tell you guys. Maybe somebody out there in the audience, like one of the things I realized is life insurance. Oh, that was one of the things that hit me hard being at the hospital. If I would pass away, what will my kids and my wife do? And anyways, it's something that if anybody knows, but well, if there's insurance out there that would take patients after cancer, let me know. That is something that I really like to reach out and fix.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Again, kind of celebration here. Again, last week we got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
news. Uh, Now we're on the other side of that good news. But again, I think there's a couple of lessons here.
Oh yeah.
One is health is wealth. Just another
Yes.
reminder. Um, I can't tell you how many people I have interacted with in my life, um, who are a decade or two older than me, who seemingly had it all, but
Hmm.
couldn't enjoy it. Right? They worked forever. They didn't care themselves. They're overweight. They're addicted to bad things. They're on their second or third
Hmm.
marriage. It's just not worth it. It's just not
Right.
worth it. So, yeah, pretty cool, man. That's great news. I love the phone call. You called me directly, told me the good
Yes.
news.
Yes.
I was floating on a cloud the
Yes.
rest of the day.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. Thank you for that phone call.
No, man, Mike, doing those calls and recording it. My wife's like, "Hey, call them and let them know," and I'll record you. And she's recording me, and I will tell you this: it's the reality that I got more emotion on making those phone calls than when I heard the news that I was free, cancer free, for reals. Yeah, because the reality is those people were there.
Yeah.
You were there, and it means a lot. And not to take away my wife being there from the beginning,
Oh, no doubt.
being there,
Ride or
yeah,
die.
and ride or die. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Martha, you are amazing. This is your
She is.
success as well, Martha. Take
Yes.
a victory lap, smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just true joy. So, Carlos, congratulations, man. Good
Thank you,
news.
sir.
One more to go. Get to ring the
Yeah.
bell. Make sure you
Yes,
record
sir.
that. It's pretty
I
awesome.
will definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Ty, we have no idea how we pivot to real estate after that awesome news. What's good?
No, God bless Carlos, his family. That's
Yeah.
beautiful news. I would just say that, again, the mantra of the market, just being a little slower. And I think just a lot of opportunity for the one rental at a time community. We've talked about it for, months on months. And it also felt like there were times where we felt like, okay, this is going to happen. We're going to slip into a recession. I feel like every 3 or 4 weeks, I was like, hey, Michael, what do you think about a recession? And you go, well, time will tell. Well, it feels like we're moving in that direction now. Yeah. If nothing else, a slower market means opportunities for our community. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught the daily financial news, but I was helping two guys in Vegas, younger guys, Spencer and Jack. If you don't know who they are, Spencer Cornelia from YouTube fame and Jack from Iced Coffee Hour. Both these young guys are looking to add real estate to their portfolio. Both of them are looking to do seller financing. Both of them potentially house hacking seller finance deals. This is coming, guys. I'm telling you, I've seen this movie. So how did these two guys find deals? They were canceled listings. They found the owner. These owners happen to own them free and clear. And now both of them, with some coaching or advice, whatever you want to call it, are like, hey, I could give you your price, but you have to give me my interest rate. Right? So again, we could theoretically overpay if we get a reduced interest rate because we need to right? The deal needs to make sense day one. And I've told you guys all the time about that guy who got me for an extra 20 grand on a house, but I got a 1% mortgage. Who really got in that example? So slower markets, more opportunity, more creative financing, but damn it, you got to do the work. In this example, both of these were off market. They were listed for, I'm going to make up the number, 500 in a 400 market. Guess what? No offers. Nobody wants to pay 500 for a 400 on the MLS. Canceled or withdrawn or expired, whatever. You go find it, you talk to them, you figure out they are anchored on 500. Great news. I have a way I could pay you 500. Let me tell you. Folks, you're not listening. Freaking A, this is the time, man. Sheesh.
And I want to just back that and say also for everybody in the school community, you have like 6-8 hours of creative finance content that I threw in there for free. That's just for being a part of the school community. So awesome. What do you say? How do you say it? How do you structure it? All of that. So it's all there for the people in the school community in the creative finance course.
I know with 100% certainty, some of the followers of One Rental at a Time are going to do deals in the next 6 months that they didn't think were possible. I guarantee you, I will get a dozen or more text comments about Zuber. I didn't believe you, but I did it anyway. Thank you. I guarantee you those are coming. It's pretty crazy. All right, Matt, the mortgage guy. What's going on with mortgage? We get rates below 7. We got people I hear getting stuff in the low 6s. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, so mortgage rates are down, which, as predicted, pulls demand back into the market.
Shocking.
In an environment where there's not a lot of listings. So I spent the last week on the Big Island, but
yeah, you look good, but you look pretty relaxed.
Like most people in real estate, there's no true vacations, right? While the family's still sleeping, I'm on the patio returning emails and texts, and so the real estate market feels like it's alive. And I think that like for every 0.1% of interest rate it comes down, you bring more and more people to the party.
I'm telling you, dude, 6-7's the magic number. Anything
We're
below
close.
6.7. We're like
Yeah.
we're like what 6.82, 6.83, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in the mid, 6.85.
Yeah.
And so like we talked about before, you just have to have like your eye on the market. You have to be paying attention because things are changing relatively quickly. I've got buyers who are out there taking advantage of some sellers that probably were like, man, why didn't I list in March or April when there was a lot more buyers and a lot more demand? And so they're listing something, it's sitting for a little bit longer than they expected, which shouldn't surprise their real estate agent, shouldn't surprise them because like it's a vastly different market than it was 3 months ago. But in that moment of shoot, I got to sell this thing. What's it going to take to sell it faster? It's concessions. It's a discounted price. And so buyers win when that happens.
Yeah, dude.
Question, Matt.
Slow market's good. Go ahead.
Yep.
Hey, I was going to say, what did the rates open up with the kind of the whole Biden dropping out of the race and all that?
What's
Did
funny?
that affect the market at all? Or did we see the rates open up? Like did they move at all? Or what happened this morning, Monday morning?
They really didn't. And I was expecting it because I was looking at rates over the weekend where I've got like an expired rate sheet and I tell buyers, let's see how it opens up. I expected it to open up better. It's flat. It's actually 5 basis points worse.
What's
Oh, yeah,
the
dude.
30-year today?
Wow.
The 30-year is in that 6. It's interesting because
6.8,
when somebody's
6.9?
according to Mortgage News Daily, I think it's like 6.89 or something like that.
Okay.
You know what's really funny? So I looked at the 10-year this morning before the daily financial news, and the 10-year was down. I just pulled it up thinking it would still be down. It reversed. It's up now.
Yeah, up 3 basis points, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So like we're
interesting.
Well, let's play with this for a little bit. Let's play with this for a little bit. Because again, the 10-year note is one of those fear assets, in my opinion, right? People rush to it from fear. Maybe people saw this coming. Maybe I would have thought it would have been down, kind of like just instinctively. But dude, I looked at it 2 hours ago. It was down 3 basis points. Now it's up 3. That's a 6-point swing.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Where it's some things where it's, it's not that big of a surprise that, Biden's dropping out of the re-election process or whatever. And so it doesn't have the effect that it would. It had it come out of left field completely.
Right.
Before I forget, congratulations, Carlos. Keep sharing that stuff. I love when people share wins on social media and, record-breaking months in real estate, like business wins are one thing. I was out of town on vacation and I'm sure I'm not the only one. That brings joy to other people that are looking at it and watching it. And it probably brings, hope to some people that are struggling in one way or another. For me, it puts things in perspective, right? Like all these headaches that we worry about where, a real estate transaction is delayed by 4 days and all this other stuff really means nothing when you don't have your health. I spent last Saturday, the 2 days before I went on vacation, in the ER. And so I got a small example of that. Like, if my health ain't right, none of it matters. None of it matters. So it was great to see, Carlos. It brought a lot of joy to me seeing your good news on the health front.
Thank you, Matt. It means a lot. And I think it is something that we need to, even with all the noise that we get in the news and everything, the economy. I think you're right.
Right. Yeah. I want to see that news.
Health is wealth. Again, keep celebrating. Ring that bell. I look forward to reposting that when that video comes out next week or whenever that is. So let's go in reverse order. We're going to close with where we ended. We'll close with Carlos because I can't imagine a better way to close with him. So we'll go back around one more time. Matt, the mortgage guy. Somebody wanted to see what's what for them. Wanted to look at deal comparisons. How do they reach out to your team?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the quick form. You got to know your numbers. Like you can't do anything. You can't do market research. You can't really start without knowing your personal numbers. What do I qualify for? What does it look like at X, Y, and Z price? What does it look like X, Y, and Z down payment? And so, I stumbled a bit when Ty's like, where are rates at? Because it's one of those things where depending on your credit score, depending on your property type, depending on how much you want to pay up front, like it might be 5.25, it might be 8.25. And so I love having those conversations. I've realized lately that I'm forcing it on some first-time home buyers. I'm making you learn a little bit because it's going to do you good, and
Absolutely.
you're going to be empowered to go out there and find great deals if you have a little bit of knowledge. So greatmortgagebroker.com.
And just to put you on the spot, because that's what I do here, you will be sending me a Zoom link for a Friday school webinar, all things mortgage, where you will come on and answer any and all questions. You will look at rate sheets. You'll do whatever the audience wants. Mortgage, you'll be there, right? In school?
I'm going to be there school 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time this Friday, which is, what is this Friday? 20. That's what happens. You go on vacation. You forget days. You become like
7th, I
Zuber,
think.
retired.
Yeah, I don't know. 27th, 26th, something like that.
Yeah, whatever this Friday is. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to show people like there's a whole rate stack to think about. I'm going to open it up live with some scenarios, and yeah, it'll be a good combo.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, Ty, you and I have seen this movie before. You've got 30 years experience. I've got 23. We're over 50 years. The movie seems very clear. Transactions are slowing down.
Yep.
I've even on record saying we're going to break the low of 3.88. But that's, dude, people don't get it. They hear that and run away. I keep screaming, slower markets are good things. Let's go. Let's get creative. Remind them. Tell them so.
Completely agree. Slower markets are where our resourcefulness becomes more valuable. Whether you're a one rental at a time, buy and hold investor, if you're a realtor, whatever the case may be, it's like our value goes up in a changing market. I want to just encourage people. I've had several calls this last week, and I'm starting to see a pattern and a theme. And I think the theme and the pattern is that I've had people with broken projects, people in fix and flips. They got the wrong contractor. They weren't working with Carlos, or they had some situation where they got the wrong financing. They didn't work with Matt, or just whatever the case may be. And so one of the things I want to let the viewers know, or they picked the wrong listing agent, or they just thought it, anybody could sell it. The market was strong. And so I am a real estate broker. And even in California, I do the Bay Area, I do the Central Valley, Sacramento region. I list and sell properties for people. If you're in a property that's a tough sell property, or a property that you're bringing to market, reach out to me. A couple of things. One is I'm happy to advise you, number one, and give you the right information, or at least help point you in the right direction. Number two, even if it's nationwide, if you need a referral, I refer business nationwide all the time. And I'm easy to get a hold of. ty@tylg.com, ty@tylg.com. And I can definitely help you. If you've got a tough property to sell, or just you're thinking about, is this the timing? I'm always happy to advise the one rental at a time community. So thank you for this opportunity, Michael.
Just again, a reminder, folks, we've now published 3 of the Buying Vegas series. Ty is the producer. He deserves all the glory, all the success. We've got one more scheduled for this Friday that's in the can. We are working on 5 and 6. So, folks, if you've seen Buying Vegas, make sure you give Ty all the recognition. Olivia and I might be the face, but he is doing all the work because it's easy to talk into a camera. Ty, you're amazing. All right, Carlos, coming back to you, man. Let's finish strong. What's good?
What can I say? It's great to be here, guys. It's great to listen to you guys. It's great to just be alive. And let's go out there and get it. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's put a head in the game. And like you're right, Mike. Everybody's fleeing. We are to run towards it. And with whatever we have in abilities and skills that we only got one skill, and let's maximize it. Let's do the work. And
well,
let's get you
some business. I have
definitely.
a very broad audience in Fresno, California.
Yep.
You're doing remodels and repairs for Olivia and I all
Yes.
the time. If somebody wanted to reach out for you, get a bid, get a quote, maybe to walk through a fixer, whatever it is, how do they reach out to you and your amazing wife, Martha?
Yes, definitely. Give us a call at 559-681-8431. You can also find us online at www.fresno-handyman.com.
Carlos, you're amazing. I could not have imagined better news last week. It's the only time I can ever remember physically feeling like I was on a cloud was after that call. That was pretty amazing. Guys, you're all amazing. Ty, Matt, and Carlos, be well, be good. Take care of yourself, guys. Take care of yourself. Later.
Bye.